Hello. Hello. How is everyone doing today? Hope you're all well. Hold on, let me just get rid of something. Well, I guess we can leave it. How are you doing today? Hey Pete, how are you doing? Also, Queen Never Gonna Die. Well, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How is everyone doing today? Hope you're all well. Hope you're all well. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in so long, but it's only been what? A couple days, I guess. Initially it was supposed to be with Mark today, Maker Plays, but unfortunately he had to reschedule, so that will be for another time, which is totally fine. But so yes, I had to figure out what to do today, and so I figured out today we could actually just hang out together and chat. I can talk to you a bit more about myself. You can learn more about my creative journey, maybe my Twitch journey. And we can do some questions if you have questions for me, you want to know more about me. Obviously in the how you call this, in the limits of, you know, like Twitch, obviously. But yeah, I thought it could be a fun way to get a different kind of content from music. I mean, we can maybe do some guitar, you know, we would just figure things out. But yeah. Is couch ready? I'm really hoping I'll be able to get like a studio at some point, or like make something with the actual couch. But today it's just gonna be me here as per usual. Big shout out to Amadeus Music for allowing me to play his music for this episode and episodes to come, probably. Obviously he's getting credited. And if there are any you know, donos or stuff today, he'll get a portion of that, obviously. But yeah, still haven't said hi. But how are you doing? It's nice to see you. Thanks for being here. So thank you so much for being here. I wasn't sure if there were gonna be a lot of people, like who was gonna be here, because yeah, it's a bit of a different type of stream that we do. Normally I do music and I do games, but this stream is more about chilling and chatting, and about talking about things, and also talking about me today. But in the next episode I would love to, you know, get people over so you can chat about topics, stuff, you know, we can just have a fun moment, showcase their music, their art, their artworks, and all those things. That's also the thing. But you know, the main goal is to hang out and to kind of chat and have a cozy time. Yeah, so thank you so much for being here today. I was like, what? How are you doing, Fridane? Can we shout out for Fridane as well? Fridane, I have to say, okay, thank you so much for your absolute kind words yesterday you said about me on the stream, because it really meant a lot to me. Thank you so much for the kind words, because not a lot of people say these things about me, for one, and also are like as vocal. And so thank you so much. It really touched me, so thank you so much. And guys, if you are not following Fridane and Friends and Tailo, you know, please go do that, because they are fantastic people. Fridane deserves a lot more as well. You know, there are a lot of people on Twitch that deserve a lot more followers and a lot more support. Fridane is one of these people, okay? He's so supportive. I've said it before, but I will say it again because it's the truth. He has been so supportive in the community, and he deserves a lot more support from the community. And you know, Fridane he sings songs. He doesn't just play songs, like he has practically his own show on his streams. Okay, he's so generous to everyone, all the projects around Twitch, the Twitch music community. Like for the Schmer Showcase, he actually supported financially, and also gave a lot of his time for the project, where he wasn't even able to be there in person, and yet you still gave so much energy. You put so much energy into it, and finances as well. That project could not have been happened without you. Which is why we had the 3D cutout of Fridane, by the way, at the showcase, because he was one of the people who made it happen. And I feel like Fridane doesn't get half of enough credit for all the help he's done, and him being so supportive in this community. So if anyone has not followed Fridane yet, Fridenandfriends and Tailo, but they seem together. But Tailo also has a channel. But please go do that, because yeah, they're fantastic people. Yes, thank you, Carlos. Please go follow, okay? And there are very few people here on Twitch, because see, I am one of the people who I don't get a lot of support in general in my life, well, none actually, with what I do. And I don't I don't often get such kind words spoken, and in such a real manner. And Fridane yesterday, thank you so much for saying that, because yeah, thank you so much. It really touched me, and yeah, I appreciate that a lot. So yeah, go follow Fridane. I think you are fantastic too. And I mean, yesterday Fridane and Tailo were on Davies Eating a Sandwich. Davies Eating a Sandwich streams, who was doing interviews, and you said something that was very true, is that it's so important to keep supporting one another, especially here on Twitch, especially as Twitch musicians. And it doesn't matter if you have 2 followers or 50, 100,000, 800, no matter the amount. What matters is how much you the support you give within the community. And Fridane is one of the people who does that. So thank you so much for being a part of this community. I'm so happy I got to discover you. I actually don't remember. I think I've talked to this about. I think it was with Alex, I think, but I don't remember how I came on your stream the first time, or maybe you were the one who discovered me, I don't know, but it was probably through Kevin's cafe or something. But yeah, it's amazing how I mean, it's kind of like fate in a way, but it's amazing how Twitch can bring people together, and make things happen. And so yeah, and but this is also something I wanted to talk about. It's a great transition there, actually. But especially here as Twitch musicians, and as streamers, actually, it can be so. Especially when you are, you're starting or you're growing your followership, and especially if you don't have 50,000 followers or 1,000 followers, it can be really difficult to see. And I've experienced that, to see people, doing great, which is great for them, but it's so hard to see. Not being supported when others are, and stuff like that, but you have to keep reminding yourself that it doesn't matter, if you have 50 viewers or 10 or 20 or 800 viewers, or what matters is how you make people feel, and it is also staying true to yourself. And this is something I've struggled a lot, because I have, I've started my Twitch channel in 2020, during COVID, actually. But at the time, it was more like gaming, and it was more like a place to escape, more like in French gaming, but it was also more like a place to hang out with friends, to just play video games, just to, do things. But my channel wasn't growing that much, but I also wasn't putting, actual effort into that. But you know, it can be so discouraging, especially on Twitch, when you see you know, you have like 1 or 2 people, and then when you see your followership you know, fluctuate and not grow, and you're like, oh, it can be super discouraging. And I had to remind myself constantly of why I was streaming, and you know, what I wanted to do with this stream. And then one day I was actually going through a very hard time in my life. I had a big burnout and a bit of depression, but like I stumbled upon the Twitch music in 2023, actually, and I have to say that this music community has really kind of brought a new chapter into my life. It has brought a lot of great things, a lot of healing, because I mean, music to me has always been, you know, music to me has always been like a source of therapy and a source of just like yeah, therapy, kind of like healing kind of thing, you know. I've always sang and played guitar, but I've never actually played in front of people before. I didn't have the confidence to do that, and also you know, in my mind I was like, no one really would care. I mean, there's so many musicians. Like, I wasn't in a confident place. But the music community, so I joined, actually, I don't know if you guys know Sarah Copona, but she's a big French pianist here on Twitch, and she was the first person I actually watched because she participated in a French festival here in France, and then through her, she actually raided Rob Does Music for the first time. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, it's crazy how just one raid can just like change everything. But like, I discovered Rob Does Music, and I was like, wow, he like, first of all, he's a great pianist, okay, and it was at a time in my life where I really needed, I was looking for like healing and someone to escape, right? And but the community was so nice. It's so different. And now I'm here today, and we are close to 900 followers. And I mean, Frieden, you have said it right. But like, before I was mostly doing video games, and you know, karaoke here and there. But then I started. It gave me the confidence, and actually the you know, a place where I could actually you know, gain confidence to actually make more music. I started playing guitar like a year after. So, you know, the first guitar stream on this channel was in January. Before then, I was only at around like, you know, 100, 150 followers. But like, I wasn't putting much effort into content, but it was like, you know, I just didn't know what I wanted from the channel. And yeah, and now we're almost at 900 followers. We're doing music more. I think we're doing more music than actual gaming now. And now we have so many new projects. I wrote a song. This hasn't happened ever. I think the last time I wrote a song was I was probably like 8 or something. I played the guitar. I performed live on a stage. Like, if this was me at 12 years old, I would have never done that. Okay, like 4 years ago, even like 2 years ago, I would have never went on stage, you know, and performed. And so there's so many great things, so much positive things about this music community, and that which is why it's so important to not forget that, you know, it's important to support one another, even if, you know, you have 100 followers or if you have 10,000, everyone deserves support. Especially people who are real and who are authentic and who also, you know, give back to the community. These are people who deserve all the support. There's also been a lot of like jealousy on Twitch as well. I mean, it's like everywhere, but like there's also a lot of, you know, jealousy, and a lot of there can be a lot of I wouldn't say hate, but more like jealousy and envy around the music community. I've noticed this as well. It is not all perfect, of course, But which is why I'm saying, like, you know, we need to be careful to not judge people, because I've suffered from that quite a lot actually. But you know, gossip, judging people without knowing who they are, all those things, you know, so that we can keep having a community that's like supportive of one another. You know, it's important to also not allow like jealousy take over the judgment, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this community has been amazing, and it has actually helped me grow my art and also myself, like this whole year, and like the whole year since I started on Twitch actually. So yeah. So yeah, it joins what you were saying yesterday, Tailo and Fridenand, about, you know, having the support system, and also about it doesn't matter like where you're at on the Twitch journey, but what matters is you know, supporting each other and helping each other grow, and being there for one another, you know. I've seen that side of its community too, but luckily it's a small. Yes, exactly. It always makes sense to me to treat all with kindness and love. Yeah, but I mean, it is normal, because like in every groups, if you will always have people. I mean, you know, this is something that I have experienced, unfortunately, a lot. A lot through my life. But like, you know, I've always been different from everyone. Like I've never done things like anyone else. I've always done things on my own, and for so long, you know, for me it was more like I was kind of like the black sheep, you know, and I felt some of it on Twitch actually, in the music community as well. But it has really had an impact on me, because I really had to work on myself to. You know, it can really damage your self-confidence, and it can also really damage you know, your self-esteem and stuff like that. And the thing is, you have to remember that it's okay to be yourself, and also like people, as I said in my song, haters are gonna hate anyways. So yeah, it's important to, like, you know, separate yourself from like the negativity and all. It is a small percentage, but you know, sometimes it can affect you. And I'm quite a sensitive person, so I can feel a lot of energies. And unfortunately, I know I don't have proof, but I have felt those energies as well. But you know, like, to me, like, what's important is that, you know, the people who don't want to be here and who are not meant to be here won't be here. But you know, in every group you will have negativity anyway. But yeah, I agree with you that what matters is to be, like, you know, real and yourself. And, you know, to treat people with kindness and love, because exactly, you never know what people are going through. And you know, and also that is what music is for to me. Music is supposed to be a place where music is supposed to bring people together. You know, it's supposed to bring people together, and it's supposed to be a positive thing for people, not bring in negativity, jealousy, all those things. I mean, it can happen, but like, you know, it's just what for? You know, what for? And so yeah, we just have to be mindful within the music community, where yes, it's a great community. I mean, compared to the gaming, I think it's a great community. Just looking at TwitchCon, looking at you know, like the showcase, for example, like like a lot of people have been inspired. I mean, like myself, like have been inspired to grow, yeah, have like gained so much confidence through music, to the music community. So a lot of people have, you know, I mean, like I have grown so much with the music community. It can do so much great things, but it can also damage a little bit and bring negativity, which is why it's important that we all, like, you know, to treat people with kindness and love. Yeah, Fridenandfriends was saying, you found me first. You rated in with Kevin. Yeah, I thought so, because I was trying to remember like when, like who brought me to your stream. And yeah, it's probably to Kevin, and I think I met Kevin through LuttiGamesMusic probably, or something like that. I think. Yeah, and I remember you joined my Discord right away. Yeah. I mean, you know, I wanted to meet people, and you know, like before meeting the music community, I was mainly in the gaming community, and the French gaming community, like it's so different because I was hanging around mainly, you know, the streamers who had like huge viewerships, like they had like what 500,000 followers, and usually those are people who have like, you know, 2,000 viewers. And when you're in streams with that many people in your like in the stream, like you don't get that one-to-one interaction. You don't get like as like you just get sometimes get lost in the crowd, you know. As Carlos, you might know, like Zerator. I used to watch Mr. MV, Antoine Daniel, who rated Syrian, by the way, which was crazy. But and so like it was such a huge. So I was so used to be in like watching streams with like a huge viewership, right? And then I came on to Sarah Copona and then Rob's stream, and like it's so different to come into a smaller stream and like get this like this like interaction with the streamer, and that I think it's so nice. It's one of the nicest thing actually in the community. People who think one are black sheep don't understand they are exactly. But yeah, unfortunately, and I'm still I've been that my entire life, Carlos. But you know, now I've just because you know I've for a long time I was like, oh, you know, that's why I was like, I didn't have a great self-esteem and like self-worth and self-confidence before. Because I was always either, you know, used for something, like, you know, a lot of people can use your kindness for they think your kindness is weakness, and so a lot of people unfortunately tend to you know, misuse kindness and all, and you know, people with heart and with a heart, and that's why like I didn't you know, like throughout all my teenage years, and I mean, I'm gonna tell how old I am, but I'm gonna turn 30 in like 2 weeks, and like I started going on a healing journey 2 years ago, and I changed that, and like, you know, being actually different from other people is not actually a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing because you bring in new ideas. You're different. You bring in new ideas. And yeah, and just some people just don't deserve, you know, the kindness. Yeah, so my birthday is soon, which is 30. Like it's gonna be crazy, because yeah, it's gonna be a milestone. But yeah, I've always like had, you know, this trouble to fit in, but also like I don't want to fit in. It's kind of like a double effect, right? It's like wanting to fit in, but also I don't fit in. Yeah, I'm turning 30. Well, how did that feel, Friday, to know that I'm 30 and not 24? But yeah, it's you know, and you know, Twitch has brought so many great things for me. You know, I start like you know, I do art and music, but Twitch has been a place where I actually has allowed me to actually grow as a person. Yeah, Twitch has been a great great place. And yeah, people like Fridane, Tailo, but also Pete, Emmy. You guys make this this place, you know, a great one. But it's important to, like, you know, keep it that way. Yeah, I think. And Carlos, you were saying something, mais si des rares personnes t'apportent de la négativité, on se donnera sans... Oui, non mais, you see, that's also one of the reasons why I made this channel, actually. Because I know what I've experienced my entire life. And, you know, there's so much negativity, jealousy, you know, all these types of like fakeness, even, you know, in the world. And like, I think it's important to have a space where people can feel that you can be yourself, you know, and where you can actually be comfortable. It's a safe space, have a safe space and positive space for everyone. And positive doesn't always mean that you have to be happy all the time. It means that you can, you know, express things. If you're going through things, it's a space where you can feel like safe enough to say what you're going through, right? And it's a space where you can just be yourself, obviously without in like a safe environment, you know. And I try to make it that, because that's what I like. That's who I am. But yeah, and that's the type of space I want to make, so that people don't have to experience what I have experienced, you know. And like, yeah, it's I mean, yeah. What I love about you is you reach for the stars, but keep yourself grounded. Yeah, it's not been easy, James. But thank you for saying that. You know, like, I live in a country. Katie, how are you doing? Katie is another one of these amazing people. I met Katie in Rotterdam in 2024. And how are you doing, by the way? So lovely. And Katie is also one of the people who make the Twitch community a great place, because, you know, when you have such a, you know, it can be so easy when you have such a big community and a big following and talent to you know, just stick to yourself, or just stick to people of the same, you know, like I wouldn't say status, but the same, you know, like followership and stuff. And Katie is not one of those people. Katie, like, you know, like she loves rating new people. I mean, I remember I was still, I don't know how much. I think I was still around 400 or something. I think you were probably one of my first, like, huge raid ever. Like, I think you came in once. I think it was during the Pokemon. It was during the Pokemon day or something. And I think you brought in like 100 people. I had never had. I mean, we had a big raid, but it's not the same. It's like, this is like a real intentional raid, you know. And like, it's just so nice to know that, you know, people like you are supportive of even smaller creators and smaller streamers, because, you know, there's always there can be this tendency of, like, you know, we're just gonna stick with like the bigger streamers, because, you know. But no, Katie actually she loves discovering new people, and even people who are not necessarily doing music streams, you know. And that to me is amazing. I mean, Katie literally at TwitchCon brought me crepes, okay, from the partners lounge. Okay, thank you so much for that, by the way. But, you know, like, so it's people like that, you know, it's it makes this Twitch community a great place. Please don't change. And I know you've been super busy lately, and I hope I wish you great things. But yeah, you know, yeah, it's just so nice to see people who, you know, like, support one another, you know. I hope that was allowed. I'm not sure about the first part, but we're just gonna pretend that it was okay. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's you know, it's just it just makes things a lot nicer, you know. And you're the same in person. Thank you. It's nice to see it all. I mean, like, yeah, it certainly can be different meeting people in person and all, but like, yeah, I you know, like, I don't see I personally don't see the points. I mean, like, it doesn't make sense to me to be someone I'm not, you know. But yeah, it's really nice, you know. Like, not all the communities are like this, especially in the gaming one. You know, as I said before, I used to hang out before the music community, the music Twitch music. I used to hang out more in like the huge French streamers, you know, streams, and they don't do that much, you know, like raid each other. Like it's so different, and so it's so nice. It's so nice. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, Katie. It's so cool. And Katie is also super supportive with all like the streamers on her stream, like, you know, shouting out streamers, even the smaller streamers. Not just myself, but like, you know, Dea, for example. So yeah, it's just so nice. It's just so nice. And you know, it's like people like you, Fridane, but like it helps. It really helps. I don't know if you know this, by the way, but what you do on, like, the things you do like that on the stream, it actually helps boost people's confidence, you know. And it's thanks to people like you and like you know, who keep encouraging me, for example, that I came to write my first song, because I for like so long I was like, I can't write. Like, I can't, like, I'm not good with words, I'm not good at expressing myself and all, and I actually, like, had the courage, I would say. I don't know if it's the courage, but, like, to, you know, cross this, like, opposite, like, barrier, this blockage to actually write something. And in the end I was like, actually, I can do this, actually. And yeah, no, it's you know, it's something that I think is good to know, because you know, Twitch can definitely, like, having a positive environment on Twitch can definitely bring people to, you know, encourage people to do things that they don't dare doing, you know, and provide them a positive environment when they can actually grow. And that is important. That is so cool. I mean, like, I'm one of the people, but like, I've seen other people the same. Like, you know, Steggy, for example, music, was a fantastic musician, but he's starting recording his music. I mean, Katie, you wrote a song. We can play the song, by the way. Chase Me, if you allow it. But I mean, like, Amadeus Music, for example, he's becoming a full-time musician. I don't know if that would have happened without Twitch and the support of the community. I mean, there's so many examples, but like Mia Raymer, she's doing so well with her music stuff, and it's also thanks to Twitch. You know. Yeah, speaking of the background music, guys, if you can support Amadeus, by the way, the music that we're playing right now is the music from his own original playlist. It's his own originals, and he's actually started his own full-time musician journey. If you can go support on Spotify, that would be amazing. He I think he passed like 1,000 views on one of his songs on Spotify, but if we can get his viewership to at least 30, that would be incredible. A great like push for him. But yeah, his music is incredible. I think that his music deserves to be in either video games or a movie of some kind. But so good. Yeah. I agree, Katie. But yours as well. Chase Me is also an amazing song. You know, that can be a huge, you know, like I was saying to Carlos, that there can be a gap sometimes between, you know, the smaller streamers and the bigger streamers. Which, I mean, it is normal, but like, you know, sometimes, you know, bigger streamers can tend to, you know, stay with bigger streamers and not always mix or hang out in smaller streams. This thing is not, is something that doesn't happen often, like on Twitch, in the Twitch music community, actually. I mean, Katie is here. Do we have a shout out for Katie, by the way? I didn't see, but if you're not following Katie, you should go follow. She has an amazing voice, by the way. Fantastic voice and great person. A funny person as well. But yeah, in the Twitch music community, this gap, you know, is not as big. Like people mix a lot more, and it's what make it great, you know. And yeah, speaking of my creative journey, because this is one of the things I could share about. But if you guys have questions and stuff, feel free to ask. Is what this little chat session is for. But I've always been a creative person my whole life. But I have you know, it was always been like for myself. I've always sung, singing, like I've always sung my entire life. Yeah, singing my entire life, like in the shower, or like, yeah, karaoke stuff. And actually singing was one of the things that always brought me joy. And I started playing guitar when I was like 15. But I was also like, I loved drawing as well. I loved drawing. I loved like music. Like I listened to a lot of music, and drawing. I did some theater as well when I was a kid. But yeah, that wasn't yeah, not much. But yeah, it's I've always been a creative person. I've always like loved trying different things. I love trying things. This is one of the things as well. I love trying things. I love trying new things. And but yeah, so I've started playing guitar when I was 15, and thanks to Green Day. Actually, Green Day was one of my favorite bands, and I started playing the guitar. I played a lot of guitar for like a self-taught for like a year. Hey Chris, I've been lurking because I already asked you a lot of questions. You can ask the questions, Chris. We can talk. It's okay. It is okay. Yes, Chris asked me a lot of questions in Harlem. But yeah, it's so yeah, I've played a lot of music for a while, but mainly for myself, and I listen to a lot of music that helped me. Like music has always helped me like through situations. I don't know if any one of you have done or experienced similar things, but like I didn't grow up in a family where an environment where expressing emotions and being vulnerable was something that was, you know, valued. And so I used to tend to keep you know, a lot to myself because I didn't trust people already back then. You know, because of all the black sheep and all. But music was actually one of the only few things that actually helped me through situations, things. Because I remember once I realized how some songs I related so much to some song, and that's why also like people like Green Day and like Pink and like Avril, I listened to a lot of Avril, or like even Taylor Swift. Like they were like people where I could. They were it was the first time for me where I could actually, like I felt like I was understood. You know, I was understood through music. And that's why music was actually like a huge thing, has always been a huge thing in my life. Carlos, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. Thank you so much. You like trying few things too. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've always loved, I love trying things, okay? Which is a good and a bad thing, because it's a good thing because that means I like to try things, but it's a bad thing also because I also tend to not always finish projects, and you know, I always like dabble in things, but yeah, so music has always been like a huge part of my my life, and it was the first time where I actually felt people understood me. It was through music, and and so that's why like music has always been a huge part of my life. And I started playing guitar. I've always been singing and drawing. And then one day, I think I did a bit of cinema as well. I was really interested in cinema, in film, short films, and all those things. And yeah, and then I forgot what I wanted to say, but yeah, I lost my train of thoughts. I joined this this like art like exhibition thing in Paris I think it was in 2018, and I started actually making like exhibiting art at that time, and that was when I actually started to get more creative and you know, do a lot more art and painting and stuff like that. And but I've never actually like played music in front of people before, or like exposed art to the public. It's always been like for myself. When I went to uni in 2013, I was also going through a very difficult time, and actually I discovered, I don't know if any of you do this thing, but I have discovered art therapy, which and basically I started like drawing again. I just took basically a notebook, and I started drawing things, and like every day I draw something, and like it was actually so soothing for me, and that's how it started actually. That's how my like creative journey started. I started like drawing stuff in like a notebooks, and then I joined that art exhibition in Paris, and then I discovered Twitch, but it was more on video games, because like I think when I discovered Twitch, it was through a friend who was doing video games. I was like, oh, I could try this, and then you know, like the lockdown happened, and at the time I was not as expressive as now. It was more like I was more like how I call this, like I was very introvert, but also I was very shy on camera. I did not know what to say or how to speak. Like I wasn't really talkative, and actually being on camera and doing the Twitch thing has actually helped me a lot with self-expression and being comfortable speaking in public, like public speaking kind of, because I've always been a bit more in like the reserved side, and you know, keeping things to myself and all, and Twitch has actually helped me work on public speaking and like being comfortable around people, and you know, stuff like that, and it's been great. Like I wouldn't have been able to speak like this like 4 years ago, here like I'm doing now, and yeah, started doing video games, playing video games. I was still doing a bit of art, but it was like, you know, on and off, but on my own. I was doing a bit of exhibitions here and there, and yeah, and then I discovered the music community. I was going through a hard time in 2022. Another hard time. I feel like I've been going through hard times always, but I mean it is true. But yeah, it's I went through a huge. I worked for 4 years in this company, and I had a huge, severe burnout and depression. Actually, in 2022, summer of 2022. I think most of you didn't know me yet at that time. I already was on Twitch, but a lot of the I think 90% of the people now didn't know me yet. I was going through this really hard time, and I started doing art again because I started doing karaoke on Twitch. You didn't know me until January. Yeah, you didn't know me yet, but I was going through. I think it was probably one of the darkest times in my life. In summer 2022 and fall 2022, I was going through a severe burnout. I'd never felt like this in my life ever. But I left my job because of the mental health, and I was going through, hard depression. I mean, trigger warning if ever, but yeah, depression. Like a severe burnout. I couldn't do anything. I was so dissociated with everything. And also, like, I had no one. I had no one to read. Like, no one was there for me ever. Has never ever been there for me. And I was so alone. And I was in a very, very dark place at the time. I mean, trigger warning, but yeah, I used to have like thoughts, although I would never act on them, but I did have thoughts. It was a very, very dark time, and I was so dissociated with everything. I was not the positive person I am right now today. But it was a very hard time, and I didn't have anyone. Like I'm the type of person who I give a lot to people. I'm usually the person who always reaches out to people, and who always checks in on people, see how they're doing, like do things. And I was a bit of a people pleaser before, because I was afraid of being alone and all. And then during that time it made me realize that actually if I just remained silent and not reached out anymore, I just realized I realized that no one really cared. I didn't really have people who cared much, really, because no one reached out to me ever during that time. And but I got back on Twitch. I was playing Minecraft actually with a couple of friends and people I knew, and it was so hard. I had never been in that stage before, and I started doing art again. Actually, I started picking up art again slowly as an art therapy thing. I started making art for myself, and it was such a nice thing. I started like listening to music again. And I actually started going through, and I actually started a healing journey. I don't know if you have done that or are going through that, but like I have actually went through started a big healing journey of healing all of my traumas, self-worth, self-expression, all the things basically, and I started actually getting into a more spiritual journey as well. And I started making art, and I did the exhibitions again, and in January I was like, you know what, I can actually do this as a full-time thing. So at the time I was because I left my job, so I don't know how it is in your country, but in France you get like unemployment benefits depending on how much you've worked before and all, and your salary before. And so I had the opportunity to work on myself and my healing for 2 years. I had benefits for 2 years, which allowed me to actually go on this healing journey and be on Twitch more as well, which is why I'm on Twitch a lot. And then I discovered the music community actually in February and March, and then everything kind of like started from there. Everything started from Rob actually, because Rob was the first kind of entry point into the music. I mean, it was Sarah technically, but Rob was the first place where Rob's stream was the first stream where the first place where I felt like it brought so much healing. By the way, can we have a shout out for Rob Does Music, by the way? But yeah, his music and the vibes in the community brought so much healing to me, because it was so different from everything I've known, so much more positive. It was so nice, and but a lot of people don't know this about me. A lot of people don't know this.